Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the New World News. Today we're going to be talking about some of the upcoming changes that may or may not be impacting the live servers. Now, if you guys are new to the public test room and what that is, basically it's a standalone version of the game. You can go ahead and download it on Steam. It's free. You can get a level 60 immediately with some gear, and you can test everything out in the game. This is really good because we all know that AGS, whenever they change something at the front end, a billion things in the back end get changed, and this is really good for the live servers so we can test everything and give our feedback on the forums. Now, there's been some changes that are on the PTR that haven't been talked about officially by AGS, and we're going to be covering some of those changes. The first thing is the road speed. Whenever you're running on the road, you get a 10% movement speed for 3 seconds. Whenever you get off of it, that 3 seconds starts counting down and you lose it. But if you stay on the road, it keeps refreshing. This is one of the best changes that I've seen. It affects everybody in the game because we all know that Azoth is, sometimes hard to come by, and you don't want to farm it. You don't want to do corrupted portals or anything like that. And it's super nice because now you can just, run from city to city a little bit faster and save yourself that precious Azoth instead of having to go farm it all the time. And I believe that it should have been increased to 20%, but 10% is a good start to see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, what percentage you think it should be. Now, we can get into mounts, but I think that's a whole video in on itself. But that's the biggest change other than the life staff, which I'm a light staff user. I've been in it since the alpha, beta. I've done heavy, light, all of it. It's my main build, and it seems that we got hit pretty hard in this patch. Now, again, I don't know if they're going to be releasing everything at once when I'm getting ready to tell you, or they're going to be doing it in layers. I have no idea, but this is what we see in the talents, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly what's going on. But before we get into that, let's check out the heavy armor, light armor, medium armor bonuses because they've been changed. Now, light armor gives you a 10% more bonus because it's up from 20% to 30% bonus healing. And medium also gives you 15% bonus healing. And I'm not sure that I'll be changing here. I want to go ahead and give my opinion on it, actually. I'm not sure I'll be changing here because I'm mostly PvP. I've done a ton of wars and outpost rush and stuff like that. And whenever I'm in a fight, everybody automatically attacks me. Any good player will just right off the rip attack the healer as soon as we pop out that glowing staff. They see heal because, we're the life of the party, literally. If we die, the party dies, right? So having heavy armor allows me to withstand the onslaught of the Warhammers and the stuns and the roots and stuff like that. And as long as I can survive that, I can heal myself back up. But with light armor, I've tried it, and I just get absolutely mowed down by Warhammers and Great Axes. And this patch, they actually got a buff as well. So it's even going to be harder. So I know that these light armor and medium armor healing changes are to entice us, but I honestly believe that we're not going to be going away from heavy armor. So a little bit weird there. They also changed the blessed talent. We're going to go to this dude right here. You can see for yourself. I think it was at 24%, 25%. It is now at 18%. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be affecting every single weapon in the game. I'm assuming that they changed the top end because I believe 28% was the best that you can get. But now it appears that it's probably going to be 20% healing bonus. You can see the blessed 18% healing bonus. Now let's get into some of the life staff changes that I was talking about earlier. Blissful Touch has been nerfed by 4%. Orb of Protection nerfed by 1.5%. Beacon Heal over time nerfed 4%. Light's Embrace Base Heal nerfed by 20%. Divine Embrace Base Heal nerfed a full 30%. Splash of Light Base Heal buffed by 10%. So there's a little bit of a buff that we got. Sacred Ground Heal over time nerfed 4%. Sacred Ground duration changed from 15 seconds to 12. Now, I'm not sure that this is a nerf, to be honest. They also increased the distance from 20 meters to 25. Honestly, I don't mind it that much because the front of the battle, whether it be PvE or PvP, is always changing. The tanks are always getting knocked about in PvE. With the bosses and stuff like that. So you need to constantly recast it. I know you get the cooldown reduction, all that good stuff. So I just don't see it being that big of a deal as opposed to all the other heals, including the blessed talent on the weapons. That's a big one in my opinion. Yeah, so I don't see that being that much of a nerf. Sacred Ground stamina mana regen nerfed by 50%. Now, this to me is pretty big because I always have that ability, and I'm not sure I'll actually be speccing into that once the patch comes live. But again, we don't know if that's actually going to be happening. Now, Enchanted Justice passive nerfed by 20%. Light's Embrace connection increased by a full 1% mana per buff, which is nice. Splash of Light shared recovery, 5% mana restored for people under 50% health. So yeah, the Light Staff got a lot of changes, and I'm not too thrilled about it. I do believe that the healers were a little bit more tanky than need be, and they're doing some fine tuning, which I'm fine with. So again, get on the public test realm forums and talk about your opinions on the matter, if you like them or you don't. Now, Fire Staff and Ice Gauntlet did get a nerf as well. Let's go ahead and pop into that. Ice Gauntlet shower cooldown increased by 10%. Wind Chill base damage increased by 4%. Bonus crit damage at full stamina reduced by 5%. Ice Storm damage ticks 3 times instead of 4 times now. And Ultimate Chill nerfed from 35% damage to 25%. And finally, Heavy Freeze Root now has a 5-second cooldown. So you can see Ice Gauntlet got a nerf as well. But another big change here is the Fire Staff, and a lot of people are going to be pretty mad about this one. The Fireball can no longer crit. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Can't crit at all anymore. The over 50% mana perk nerfed by 5%. Bonus ability crit chance passive nerfed by 5% as well. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad. Not taking damage for 3 seconds perk nerfed by 5%. Also holding a Fire Staff crit damage passive nerfed from 20% to 15%. Rune of Helios bonus damage nerfed by 5%. Flamethrower increased by to 50%. I don't really know a lot of people actually use the flamethrower. I know it's like a meme, to be honest. Nobody really uses it. Anyways, damage when under 50%, max HP passive nerfed by 5%, and finally, Pillar of Fire damage buffed to 170% up from 134%. So yeah, you can see here that Life Staff, basically all the casters got a nerf this patch. So I honestly don't believe we needed it as much as the Great Axe hammer users, but they seem to think otherwise because they, again, got a buff, which we'll get into here in a minute. The Rapier also got a buff, which is good because I don't really see a lot of people use that. The Tondo cooldown reduced by 5%. Riposte stun base and duration and upgrade increased by 0.5 seconds. Riposte cooldown reduced by 8 seconds. And finally, Momentum passive buff got an increase of 5% damage as well. Now, the bow got a nerf as well. The poison shot damage reduced by 5 seconds. The poison shot direct hit upgrade nerfed to 150% instead of 200%. Poison shot can no longer headshot, by the way, guys. So that's something. A big change here. Rain of Arrows AoE radius reduced by 0.5 meters. I don't really know a lot of people that use that in PvE or PvP, but I know a lot of people in the PvE world are going to be pretty upset about that. And finally, rapid shot cooldown reduced to 14 seconds. So actually, a good change here is that the muskets seem to got a little bit of love, which I'm fine with. I've been doing a lot of musket play to, because I'm an FPS player. I wanted to use the musket. I like the idea of it, but it just doesn't hit hard at all. I mean, with the current meta of it being heavy, barely do any damage. I know you can stack elemental and you do some damage that way, but I want to see those big crits. I've done 350 dexterity, 100 int, and it doesn't have that power that I feel that fire mages have on the current live build. So I'd like to see even more stuff come to the muskets. But for now, they've increased the sticky bomb damage from 235% up from 175. Power shot cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. Shooter stance cooldown reduced by 2 seconds. And finally, stopping power cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. Another weapon here that got some love is the Spear. The Cyclone base damage increased from 110% to 130. Sweep coup de grace got a bonus attack buff damage from 125 to 150%, so that's a 25% increase. Perforate damage of each hit increased by 10%. Skewer bleed dot is increased by 10% per second to 20% per second. So I don't really see a lot of people use spears either, but it's good to see some changes on that end. You guys can see They're upgrading all the melee and nerfing all the range. So I'm quite interested to see how this is going to affect wars, because mages right now are really good in wars. Well, I mean, to be honest, Great Axe Hammer users are the best, but yeah, they definitely did a lot of nerfing with the magic users, and I'm not too happy about that because that's me. We're going to talk about the hatchet next. AoE Disease Cloud duration increased by 3 seconds. Disease Throw debuff duration increased by 5 seconds. Disease Throw on enemies under 30% HP duration upgrades 15 seconds, and Rending Throw cooldown reduced 15 seconds to 8 seconds. And the next one is the Sword. Leaping Strike damage buffed by 15%. Leaping Strike cooldown reduced from 25 seconds to 18 seconds. And Shield Bash Weaken extended to 10 seconds instead of 4. So not many people actually use the Sword Master tree. Now we're going to be moving to the Warhammer. Now this got quite a bit of upgrades. I'm not too thrilled about it because this is the current meta. The Warhammer Great Axe players are just absolutely destroying everybody. And I'm kind of sad to see that they actually got some upgrades here. Wrecking Ball Fortified buff duration has been increased to 7 seconds instead of 4. Wrecking Ball damage increased by 10%. Mighty Gavel cooldown reduced by 2%. Mighty Gavel base damage increased by 10%. Mighty Gavel final upgrade damage also increased by 20%. Armor Breaker Rend upgrade buffed by 5%. And Armor Breaker now does 25% damage to full HP enemies instead of 15. And finally, Warhammer Exhaustion increased to 20% up from 15. So again, Warhammer's got a buff, and everybody else on the magic side got a nerf. Let me know in the comments what you think. And the final thing we're going to be talking about here is that the Gravity passive has been updated. So after you cause a pull, your foe is rooted for 0.25 seconds. And Whirlwind now has grit. Now, I'm fine with the Whirlwind has grit because nobody really uses that, right? Because you could just stun them. So yeah, there's all the changes for the weapon masteries. There's been some PvP quest changes that are coming out as well. Here you can see that Vanquish PvP defeat Syndicate and Marauders. You basically get their tiers, I believe. You help deliver the good news of the Spock, which is the book, I believe, and you can go into the war camp or the fort and get valuable intelligence there. So they upgraded some of the PvP quests for everybody. Also, trading post update. Everybody is able to buy from the store no matter what city you're in. You can sell everything on that, and you can buy it from anywhere, which is really nice because it'll help out some of the fringe cities. This is the PTR map. It'll help some of the fringe cities out here in like Morningdale and Restless Shore and Ebonscale get some more money, because right now it's just kind of a dead zone, right? You actually had to beg your people to, you know, pay so that way you can pay for your settlements and stuff like that. Now, I can't really even get a trading post here because I haven't done the quest, but yeah, so you can buy it from all over the place now, which is super nice. Nice change. Really happy with that. New legendary quest with the Void Gauntlet and some of the other weapons. Once you get to level 60, there's new enemy quests and enemy variety. There's now a pirate alligator, which is cool. Ancient Guardians, Skeletal Mage, and Corrupted Laborers, Lost Shamans, Beetles, and Swarmancers. So they are increasing what some of the enemies look like, because I know a lot of people are complaining that, oh, it's just skeletons. It's just, you know, the same exact people over and over and over again, which is true. So they are adding some variety into there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the upcoming changes, what you like and what you don't like. And I'm going to be talking about some of the changes later on that I see that haven't been, you know, released yet or talked about. So make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.